Let's go, people. Let's go. Share the live stream coming. Incoming live stream. Podcast pulse. Podcast tips and tricks. Oh, yeah. Amber Champagne. Blaze. Y'all in for a treat. Y'all are in for a treat. We will see y'all shortly. What's going on, beautiful people?
What up?
What's going on? Amber, Blaze, welcome to the podcast pulse and our podcasting tips and tricks. How are y'all doing?
Dude, I'm doing great. I had a headache earlier, but I did some herbal magic, and then I made myself this here mocktail, and now I'm just chilling. So I'm ready to talk to you guys, ready to learn more about podcasting. Last week was so dope. Like, let's go.
What about you, Blaze? How was your day?
I'm doing good at the moment.
Nice. Okay.
With got my Olipop.
All we care about.
With the straw. Gotta love it. Hey, and if Starry ever wants to sponsor the podcast polls and draw on the air, I'm telling you, hey, I drink these like water. Sugar, zero sugar though. Zero sugar. Gotta go. And funny thing about Starry is, y'all know what Starry used to be?
Was it Mellow Yellow? Sprite?
No, Sprite's still around.
Starry was...
I don't drink soda, so I don't even know.
What was it? Okay, I give up.
Sierra Mist.
Yes, Sierra Mist.
See, I wouldn't even have thought of that.
Yeah, Sierra Mist, and it was right. It was crazy because Sierra Mist was like right on the edge of like overtaking 7-Up and Sprite, but then Sierra decided she wanted her name to only be her name and trademarked her name, and Starry had to change it.
Wow.
Yeah, Sierra Mist had to change their name to Starry. So
interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Which one do you like better? Do you like Sierra Mist better, or do you like that it's called Starry better? This is important. I
didn't ever drink Sierra Mist except for when like we would go take the kids to Taco Bell, and that's what they had, Sierra Mist, right? So, but the taste, I couldn't tell you the taste of Sierra Mist because I never drank it, right? But when I got the Starry, because I went to Little Caesars and decided I was going to get a Sierra Mist, a Sprite of some sort. They're like, oh, we don't have that. We have Starry. I was like, what the F is Starry? Like, what's going on here? I was like, okay, well, give me that. And I tasted it, and it was good.
There you go, Starry. It was their marketing. They got a new customer for life.
Yep, the lemon and lime, and you can catch them on X. They have a page on X, and it's pretty.
Check that out.
Pretty crazy.
Somebody tag Starry and tell them that they need to sponsor Dro.
Yeah,
right.
we're gonna get into some sponsorship stuff going on here. Blaze, you're new here. Everybody knows Amber. You're the new one here. So let's welcome Blaze. Blaze, who are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself. What brings you over here to the podcast pulse?
Well, I kind of got tired of other platforms, and I am a mom of 3 kids. One of them has autism, and so I have found myself advocating for him, obviously for a very long time, and I really wanted to bring it to another platform. And I kind of just landed here and became friends with a lot of people. And that's about it.
That's
And look at you
amazing.
now.
Look at me now.
Look at you now. Hey, Blaze. And again, so now that I have both of y'all on the show, before we dive in deep to, the podcasting stuff, what y'all got cooking up in the background? Are y'all ready to let people know about that yet or not?
Like kind of. So we're gonna work on a couple more things, just tightening up stuff this week. But I mean, if you guys haven't heard, me and Blaze are gonna start a podcast, and we are going to do it live on X because I know it's like Dance City up in here. It's been something we've been talking about for a while, and it's gonna be good. I'll tell you that. And we have like another like side project that we're working on too, but it's taking like a little bit more. It's a little more nuanced, and it's taking like a little bit more finagling. So we're gonna start the one-on-one podcast like next week, I think. So we'll tell you guys. But then yeah.
Hey,
Super
let's
excited.
go. Let's go.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. Hey, you guys, definitely share this live because I'm gonna tell you something right now. We're about to dive into some stuff about podcasts that you are not gonna want to miss. And if you have friends who also want to start a podcast, you should definitely share it with them because let me tell you something. Last week, Joe gave out some serious tips. If you haven't watched last week's live, definitely go back and watch it. I know we're in for a good one today, so make sure you share on up with share with everyone, please.
Aloha.
Yeah, that's the brother G-Lo. That's the homie G-Lo.
Aloha.
What's going
What-
on, my man? Good to see you. He said, tap the screen and make a broadcaster gleam. My man, see, you're my brother. I love it. I love it. Repost the broadcast. I can't read today. I didn't type last week. I can't read this week.
Can't
What is
have it
going
all.
on?
You know?
It be like that sometimes, mine.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Blaze. Okay, it's not free 99.
In like this most southern accent.
You feel me?
Yeah. Not many 99 though.
Yeah, free 99, not mini 99. Yeah, that was good. That was good. All right, so let's jump into this good thing that we like to call podcasting. And what do we do? Let's see. We created a little outline on the back end, kind of, again, some of the things that you should think about when you're doing a podcast, right? Getting your thoughts and your notes together and trying to figure out how to create an outline and agenda and how the flow of the show should go. So we put a couple talking points, and the first one being, how do you create an outline or an agenda, right? So the biggest thing I think is really how your thought process is, right? Because my thought process versus an Amber or a Blaze or, whoever's starting the podcast behind this camera, the way we think is totally different. So it's all subjective to how you think. But the good thing about starting an agenda, starting an outline, you give yourself a base. Like, what is your ultimate outcome? How do you want to see your show flow, right? Just think of it, the ups and downs, the questions that you're going to ask potentially if you have a guest. You got to think solo versus co-host, right? Like, I can do things solo, but that's a whole different vibe, right? That's a whole lot more energy, me pushing buttons, seeing transitions, all the good stuff. Like when I'm on the air, I have the two cameras, I'm mixing, but that's just the solo vibe, right? I do talk to and try to engage as much as possible, but when I'm in the groove, I'm in the groove with, all the tunes, versus having a co-host, right? Have you ever co-hosted with this person? Have you, have y'all talked and kind of gotten a vibe for each other, a feel for each other? Like when I go mute, does Blaze pick up the convo or does Amber pick up the convo, right? So some of those things you really have to think about. And with that, again, and this is all part of your agenda. This is all part of the things that you should be putting into that outline and agenda. Verbal cues or visual cues, right? I give you the 2 winks, bink, bink, right? Now you know it's time that we're going to transition to something else. There could even be, you know, hey, when you hear the horn, and this is stuff that you talk to your co-hosts on the back end. This is stuff that you talk to your guest before you hit record, right? Hey, you're going to hear this horn. We're going to transition into a new scene. We're going to transition into maybe an ad of some sort. So, you know, speaking of ads, hey, we got to pay bills early. So
Ethis has done it again. We are proud to introduce Transcendence, a vitamin C anti-aging serum. Learn more on our website and pre-order today.
there we go. See, hey, that was that. We got to pay bills. When you hear me say that, you know something visual is coming, right? So I like doing that. I like showing the people.
Totally missed that.
Did you really? It's
Yeah,
okay.
my phone was on mute.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
oh
mad
my
about it.
goodness. Oh, we're gonna run it back. Hold up. We run it back. We gotta pay some bills, people. Hold on.
Ethis has done it again. We are proud to introduce Transcendence, a vitamin C anti-aging serum. Learn more on our website and pre-order today.
Just for you, Blaze.
Hear it
Just for you.
again.
Oh my
I'm just
goodness.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say we're gonna run it again. We're gonna run it back again 3 times. 3 times. Hey, that is premium real estate right there, right? You
Oh,
get
that's
that
funny.
type of stuff, and you throw an ad there. Hey, monetization, people, think about that. But no, that type of visual cue, right? Those type of things when you have a co-host. Hey, I'm gonna run these ads. I'm gonna run these commercials. I'm gonna run little bumpers here and there. So like for my drill on the air, here I'll give you a little. I have these little drops or bumpers. So I'll end up running something like this.
All the hits.
Hey, what's up? Yo, it's the Kid 50 Cent.
Back to back.
What's up, everybody? I'm Eminem.
In the mix.
What's up, y'all? This Timberland.
With the baddest DJ on the planet.
Yo, what's crack-a-lackin'? This is Big Snoop D-O double G.
Turn up the volume.
Hey, yo. Whoa.
Y'all ain't know I am right. It's the hottest hip hop on X. Throw on the air. Let's vibe. Let's vibe.
Hey,
I like that.
So you run that, and then I'll be like, all right, people, we're back. Let's go. Let's dive into the mix. So little verbal cues, visual cues. If you're doing video, if it's not visual and it's only audio, right? So think about a verbal cue, something that you could say, something that you could, a snap of a finger, a clap of some sort that somebody would be able to hear. And so let me see. I know we ended up showing yes, we're gonna share this right here. Let me go to this real quick. Add that to stage. Seeing it's all crazy. So I know we talked about this, but this also helps that outline, right? That run of show. So even when you're doing a live stream, when you're doing your podcast, you can even set up times, right? You're going to talk for 10 minutes. You're going to play an ad. You're going to get back, on topic. And this is all, if I'm doing it solo, obviously there'll be other stuff that your co-host would end up having inputs. And then if it's a good dialogue, I like to sometimes just sit there and let my guests speak. So I'm going to give the floor to Amber and Blaze, and I'm going to be quiet. So and I'm going to ask the question first. What are some things that you, the way your workflow and the way you put thoughts together, what would be your ideal agenda or outline? How would you structure it?
This is actually so funny that you asked this because we just had a conversation
We totally just had this conversation.
like a couple hours ago when she called me that one time that we told you about that we won't talk about here. It's fine. But we had a conversation about this because we were kind of talking about how you had brought up the agenda, and she was like, man, I need more information. I was like, whoa, what? I was telling him I was gonna show him how to do a grid so he could get it down to like trigger words. And I was like, dude, I need like, 7 words. Like, tell me what 7 words I need, and then I'll just like go. And it's like, yeah, it was just so funny because I was like, man, we are complete opposite. Let me tell you something about me and Blaze. We are complete opposites, like in every way. It's hilarious to me. It
It is
really, truly
funny.
is, even down to this agenda.
Yeah, because I need like as much details as possible, even down to almost what I'm going to say. I need so many details. So, yeah, we're totally opposite in that, which is hilarious that he asked that question.
I don't know.
But
So
see,
funny.
and the cool thing about that is, again, having opposites work well in a back and forth because y'all can play off of each other. Y'all know the vibe, right? And I could see Blaze, you're very structured. You need outline. You need everything in a sense scripted, but not scripted, right?
Right.
Whereas Amber, and I think this is where the comedy improv and
Right.
being able to do things on the fly, I think that helps because it will, um, you know, be able to fill in the gaps very quickly, right? There won't be a lot of dead air. You know, the conversation will flow, and if you
Right.
get stuck, Amber's gonna be there. And again, same thing. And you need to tell Amber, hey, you're going too fast. We need to get back to my outline. This is how we have to do things. Like, it's okay. That's perfectly fine. Another thing I wanted to touch on, if y'all look behind us, right, the Draw on the Air, the Runner Show, right, I have certain segments, certain things that go on. And again, this is kind of tailored to a radio show, but you can structure and tailor it however you want. Do a Google Doc, Excel spreadsheet if you're good with that. Put some stuff down, get you an outline. You could even make bullet points, kind of like how I have on the right. Bullet points, again, how detailed you want them, Blaze, that's up to you, right? That's again depending on what your show is about, depending on what the topics that you want to talk about on the show that day, what topics and ideas is your guest going to bring, right? If you're bringing on guests, right? Because I like to do due diligence whenever I bring somebody on guests. You go check out if they've ever been on any other podcasts. You go check out, again, their social handles, see what they got going on, and really like get some of the things and ask some of the questions that have not been asked. If they've been on podcasts, go listen to those episodes. Go see and listen to what has already been asked, because again, they get on another podcast and you ask the same questions, it's going to be the same answers, right? You've got to kind of get creative. And I think that's where structure comes in, because you can have those questions very structured to the T, and then being able to, on the fly conversation back and forth, it's gonna be dope. Check out the podcast when it drops. Have we decided on, y'all know the name? Not gonna give the sauce out here. I'm just asking a question.
We think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. I love it.
We have the name for the side project for sure. We came up with that one a little while ago. And then we were just talking about this new one like this past week, but I think we do. While we're taking a quick second here, I'm just going to go ahead and tell, the 114 people that are watching us right now, if you guys could go ahead and share the live, man. This is going to be some really good information that Dro is already giving us and will give us. I can guarantee you that if you were here last week, you already know that to be true. So please share it with your friends who probably also want to start podcasts, because who doesn't want to start a podcast? And also on that note, make sure you hook Dro up. you can buy him a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Dro the Sound God. There you go, right there on the ticker. I mean, hook this man up. He's giving out lots of really good, helpful information to people that I even went through and did all of the stuff from Spreaker last week, and it was incredibly helpful to go through that, having already gotten the information step by step from you. So, yeah, support this guy. He is doing the Lord's work over here and sharing information with you that you probably want to know, but we need to do a little bit of research to find out.
Yeah, definitely. Greatly appreciate that. Those kind words. Man, y'all rock. Y'all make my day was
You
a little
rock.
hard. My day was a little hard today. That and was crazy. Some 7:30 in the morning, and people decide to fight on site at work. I'm like, So, but nonetheless, show notes and outline. So what I like to do sometimes is have the stuff that I'm going to talk about over to the right in like a bullet point, and it doesn't always have to be, to the T. For me, right? It doesn't always have to be to the T for me. It could be to the T for you. So you would, what are you going to talk about? What are your topics? If you're talking about the trending Netflix movies, if you're talking about, Netflix shows, if you're talking about X spaces, right? Your X creators, whatever you're going to talk about, put it there so that way people can, follow along. Try to keep it to where you're not jumping around all over the place. Kind of flow with what you got going on. One of the biggest things I think with agendas is you don't want it to sound super scripted and monotone, because then it becomes very boring. You got to give it some flair, put a little sauce in it, right? You got to make sure that you give it your vibe, right? You want people to come back. You want people, and you see, I talk with my hands a lot. When I'm talking, I talk with my hands. So that also plays a big part, right? The enthusiasm that you have, you just got to put your vibe into what you're doing. You got to make sure that it's you, right? And I know being on video takes twice as much energy than me just recording here by myself, right? Without having to be on the camera. So understandable. Know that it's going to take just a little bit more effort if you put the camera on and you go to record, right? But with that being said, like, I don't look at the camera all the time. I'm not looking at y'all all the time, right? I'm looking at other screens. I'm looking at my board. I got all these things going on, but try to make it to where you're you, right? You don't want to build up this persona, right? Dro, that's me. But if you see me here, you see me in real life, this is the way I'm going to be. I'm very outspoken. I talk with my hands all the time. I like to have conversations. I like to meet people. That's just what we do, right? So when you're thinking about your show, thinking about how you have a conversation, right? If you go up to somebody in a coffee shop and you're going to sit there and have a conversation, how's that interaction going to be? And that right there will kind of give you an idea on how the flow of the show is going to start out, right? Because again, you build upon what's going on, the talking points, the people that are, on the show, your host, what you got going on. Again, we all have kids, right? What happens if in the middle of this show, if my teenage daughters were to come in here and start screaming, I'm going to be like, all right, guys, you got it. I'll be right back, and go tend to the kids, right? That happens. We're all human beings. That's it. You have to do certain things, right? Now, if it's a solo show, I'm just going to hit, hey guys, see you later. Peace out, in stream. And then we'll maybe come back and revisit it. But building an outline and agenda. What do you put on there? What do you think we should put on an agenda or outline? Blaze?
Everything. Absolutely everything and anything. What are you even talking about?
She's like, every thought I ever had.
Every single thought that
It's
comes
going
through.
on that paper.
You know me, dude.
Yeah,
Absolutely know me.
that's true.
So, why so much structure? Let me ask that question.
Man, I don't know. I think because I'm so used to, I mean, we live in an autism household, so it's structure is really, really good and routine is very good, for us. And, it's almost like a trigger. If we get out of routine, someone's going to have a meltdown. You know what I mean? So I'm just so used to structure and routine that, and details. I like a lot of details. I like to know where, what, when, how, why, So, I don't know. It's just the way I am.
No, and I think that right there, that is very unique, because I know one of the questions and one of the things is, how do you find topics, right, or things to talk about on the show, right? How do you figure out, your niche in a sense? And that right there, I think, is a very unique niche. You are a mom, and you also have a child that has autism, right? So there's lots of layers in those two things alone. Being a mom, right, of 3, being a mom that has an autistic child, that's also one, right? Being a mom that takes care of all 3 kids, and like you said, getting a routine down. So again, I think that is a unique niche in itself, right? One, advocacy is big, especially in some of those the hard to talk about subjects, right?
Right.
Some people aren't willing to talk about the ins and outs, the day ins and day outs, the routines that somebody goes through with the child that has autism.
Right.
But I think that right there is very, very unique. And kudos to you for being a bomb ass mom.
Thank
Right?
you. Thank you.
Shout out to all the moms out there.
Absolutely.
Hold on. Y'all need a couple air horn. Hey, let's go.
Hey.
What I'm talking
Hey
about.
to all the mothers. I don't
All
know
the
what
mamas.
that means. Hey to all
Word
the
to your
mothers.
mothers.
Listen, I came up with many 99. My work is done here.
Hey, that was definitely unique when that ended up happening. That was definitely unique, right?
Yeah, to say the least.
Not free 99, but not mini 99. I was like, that should be on a shirt.
Yeah. It should. Hey, that's our 3rd shirt in less than 24 hours. Let's go. Yeah, word to all the mothers. That's right, Stephanie.
Yes.
Hey, Stephanie, what's going on? Glad you're here. Let's see.
If you see me looking down, I'm typing.
It's okay. It's okay. And that's perfectly fine. Yeah. But if you're looking
wanna get
down
in
and
trouble.
we're just right here looking at you, when you come back up, you're going to be like, oh, what's going on here?
I'm just going to next time go like this.
Make
No,
everything
that-
awkward like we always do.
Yeah, that's my specialty.
No, I greatly appreciate y'all tapping in and having fun. Again, this is really what it's all about. When you talk about podcasting, when you talk about, the things of actually having the conversations, hosting, people on the show, getting together, getting your thoughts out, that definitely right here, this interaction, this conversation, the banter is great. We're passing notes in class. Yes, we are, Stephanie. Yes, we are. Circle
that's
yes
what I love about
or
the,
no.
like, yeah, for real. That's what I love about the video and live is the ability to be able to basically essentially have that interaction. I think it's one thing to, we talked about this a little bit last week, but it's like one thing to be podcasting into a silo, where it's like into like a void somewhere where, yeah, somebody on the other end is probably hearing you. It's another thing. This is like another arena, so to speak.
It definitely is. And I think the times have, shifted again. Yes. Back in the day when podcasting started, you sat at a desk, you recorded your episode, you put it out there, cross your fingers and hope that, somebody would find you. If you did some good marketing, people would have found your RSS feed and your podcast and, but now the way, everything is so easily accessible these days, and the engagement, the real time, real world, right now engagement with the live stream, with the, social audio spaces over on X, that I think is very key, because you can take that content and turn it into a podcast. That might be the next episode of the podcast tips and tricks, how to take some of that social audio content and turn it into a podcast.
Yeah, for real.
I told Lego King he needs to do the Brick House podcast. That would be dope.
Honestly, I'd be so down for that. Like, Lego, if you're listening, I am down for this idea. It doesn't matter if you're listening right now anyways, because I am going to message you immediately and tell you that we should do this idea. So, many blessings. I'm coming to talk to you. Bye-bye.
There we go. You heard it here first. Let's go. But, no, so, again, structure is great. Building your agenda, building your outline, whatever tactics, techniques you go on. I know there's a couple of, sites you can go on. Answer the Public, I know, is good. Gives you kind of a broad spectrum of what's going on with certain topics. If you're talking about different brands, different, things that are happening out in the world. If you're on X, go check the trending topics over on X. That's another good one. Find out what's going on. Lego King, I see Amber's face. She's typing away.
I am typing.
Let's go.
That's true.
Let me get up in that camera.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Sometimes we pretend that we're answering calls on Spaces.
We do.
Really now?
Yeah.
And that's funny.
No, hold on. I got something for you. Let me see. Where is it? Oh. Okay.
I was just gonna do the Jeopardy thing, but then I thought, played out. So I just stopped. It's fine. And then
Were you
now
gonna
that
play it or sing it?
No, I was saying it was played out. I was gonna sing it, and then I was like, played out.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to go down that road. I felt like it was
I
like
get that.
funny in 1992.
Yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I get that.
All right, here y'all go.
No way. You did not do that.
If y'all could tell me the phone.
What was that in like 1992?
No clue.
And I'm over here holding this up when I have my damn dongle that I can use for spaces.
Yeah.
Oh God. See, amateur podcaster right here, I tell you. But no, that definitely, here, let me see.
I can't. We just talked about this the other day. So I have I've gotten a couple AI devices recently because I have like a little mini device museum, if you will, of old devices. And we were talking about this, and like it was like, what's like the oldest phone you have? And I was like, I think I still have the Razor. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's like whatever. And then somebody was saying something about a Nokia. And then I went on a tirade about how I wish I still had my Sidekick and how important that phone was to me. And truly, moment of silence for the T-Mobile Sidekick.
Yes. yes, and more
Literally.
yes.
That phone was amazing.
I
don't know.
loved my Razor.
Sorry, we just
Not even gonna
totally like
lie.
went off track, but you
No,
know,
it's okay.
you started it with the sounds.
With the sound. And see, this is part of the podcast. You're taking notes, people. This is how the flow of the show can go for you guys. All right? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Let's see.
And now we'll wait Lego King's response.
Now, which one did you have? The 1, the 2, or the 3?
The Razor?
No, the Sidekick.
Oh, the Sidekick. I had I was like, wait a minute, they had that? I don't remember that. The 2. I did not get the first one, and I was super sad about it because I wanted it. But then the 2 came out, and I was like, oh my gosh, this one is so much better. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Do you not remember this phone?
I don't think so.
Let me take you down a memory lane.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, people.
This is going to be good.
This is going to be amazing. Let's go right here again. Add this to stage.
Bam.
This right here
I never had one of those.
The Sidekick 2.
Dude.
This was the phone, right?
The
Back in
one.
the day.
Was that like around the same time as like the BlackBerry?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was the rival, quite
Yeah.
frankly,
Okay.
to
So
the
I had
BlackBerry.
the BlackBerry.
It was like
Now, wait a minute. There is no rival to the BlackBerry.
Oh,
Blackberries standalone OG phones. If you had the BlackBerry Messenger, right? You were scrolling with the little scroll ball, like, yeah, come on, yeah.
They were pretty awesome. weren't they?
Listen, the BlackBerry did not flip up like a skateboard as such as this phone. And also, so, you couldn't just like walk around doing cool stuff like that as a teenager. No, you were sending professional emails via the BlackBerry as if you were already in the corporate world. I hope you enjoyed your experience. I was kicking it with the Sidekick the whole time. You just don't know, you know what I'm saying? People that didn't have the experience, they don't know. And it's okay. I feel bad.
Not. I do, yeah. I'm telling you, our generation, our younger generations just don't understand, right? Everybody's
really
like,
don't.
oh, iPhone, oh, Android, Samsung. Yeah, no.
Gen
Phones
Z, bring
back in
back
the
the
day.
Sidekick.
Yeah. The
What?
Sidekick.
I could never give up my iPhone, ever.
I would love to give up my iPhone.
What?
Oh, Benjamin, yes, the Nokia. Oh, hold on, my friend.
Snake, the game Snake. I remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
The Nokia.
Yeah.
What was it? That da-na-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Here we go. Hold on. Bam. That one right there. Yep. You'd play Snake.
Look at that thing. It looks
And
like a remote control.
And
It really
was
does.
Indestructible. Indestructible. You could drop this from 100-foot story building all the way down to the ground. It hits, it breaks apart. You go down, pick up the battery. You pick up the front piece, the back piece. You put it all together, and you turn it back on. Guess what? 2 missed text messages, 2 missed calls. Yeah. Nokia.
Look at all those screensavers.
Was one of them Pokemon?
Yeah.
Is that Pikachu?
Pikachu.
That's
hilarious.
Back in the day. I used to have, the clear cases with the light up, right? The light up, glow in the dark buttons and all that good stuff, interchangeable. So, yeah.
Yes, that one.
Okay.
That one.
All right. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, people. We'll be doing this thing right here. Bam, bam, bam. Let me find it. Because now
Girl's got all the sounds.
All the sounds.
I'm telling you, I have it. Just give me 1 second. Let's see. Oh no, I gotta switch the account. Oh, gotta make sure you go to your premium account. that has no ads on the YouTube. Let's see if I can find that.
That always makes me mad, the ads, because I'll be sitting outside looking at bird sounds because there's like a ton of birds. And then it'll get really loud, like I have it all the way up, and then boom, an ad comes up, and I'm like, dang it. And it scares my birds away.
The birds. See?
Takes me back. Oh my God.
Nah.
I was still getting down.
Hello?
Hello?
What up?
Hey,
Makes me think of a horse galloping.
I just called you from my Nokia.
Oh, that was funny. That was
Wait,
funny.
what?
See, people. Hey, you can have fun. You can have fun. What's going on? Hey, what's going on, Jessica? Good to see you.
Hey, Jessica.
Greatly appreciate you being here. What's going on?
Hello.
Blaze. Hey, Blaze. Hey, Amber. Hello.
So much love.
So, all right. Back to business, people. Back to business. Let's see.
Sorry,
what
we got
going
real
on.
sidetracked.
Yeah,
We
just
went
a
down
little.
the
Your throat
90s
goes off.
and
It's all good.
2000s tech devices. Maybe that'll be one of our podcasts. It'll be all about 90s and 2000s tech devices.
That would be a good
99 and
one.
2000. Hey. Okay.
So ridiculous.
So, all right. Stop sharing the screen for a minute so I can get my thoughts together. Get this going. Get something on the actual screen that we can share.
In the meantime, share the live, everybody. Share the live with your friends who probably want to learn about podcasting. Joe has been giving us incredible information the last 2 weeks about how to start a podcast, essentially. So if you're interested in doing so yourself, obviously you're here checking it out. Great. We love that. If you hadn't seen the first episode, definitely go back and see that one. But there's probably friends of yours that want to see it too and hear about it. And honestly, this is some legit information. So share the live, people. Share the live. Thank you so much. And make sure to, if you can, if you're the kind person that you want to be, send this man a coffee. buymeacoffee.com/drillthesoundgod and hook him up for his time and energy, because honestly, it's kind of amazing and nice of him to share all of this with you guys.
Exactly, Jessica. And Amber, thank you. Thank you so much for plugging me.
Of course.
In that, the buy me a coffee. Yeah, I got it set up. I don't promote it too much. It's in my bio and
I do.
things. But Amber, yeah, I do. Yeah.
I promote it for you is what I'm saying. I don't even have that, but I'm like, what how can people get you something from all your information? Okay, that? All right, great. I'll promote it all day long.
We definitely want to make sure that you get all the access and all the things about podcasting. It's great. What's going on? Appreciate the coffee, man. Thank you.
Yeah, what up, baby?
Yeah, let's go. So what I need to do is, let's see. I gotta upload a file. Desktop. Bam. Bam. Now we get to the fun part, because again, not everything is going to be free 99. You can start off free 99, right? And hopefully you don't get to have to spend many 99, but you want to make some 99 in between, right? So one of the things that we ended up doing with the podcast that me and a couple guys started over, and it came out of finding the people that were selling snake oil, right? When it comes to podcasting, that were being illegitimate, they were being people that were very snakish. So we ended up starting a podcast called Real Talk Podcasting. Some people definitely enjoyed what we were doing. We would bring, good stuff to people on Clubhouse, again, social audio during the pandemic. But we started this podcast and, we'd produce it once a week. We had, a bunch of episodes. We did have a couple sponsors. So that's what I'm going to share with everybody right now. Let me get this on stage right here. Let's see. Bam. Let me turn this off real quick. Let me turn that off so y'all can see what's going on. So, again, this right here is a media kit. And for those that don't know what a media kit is, a media kit is something that you build out for your show, right? A media kit is something that you build out that you are going to turn into for people to look at when you are going out for sponsorship, right? When you're going to ask people, hey, could you sponsor my show? Here's what I charge for ads. Here's the ROI that you will be receiving. And when I say ROI, what they are looking at when, in most, people that are advertising, they want to see an ROI. What is the visibility that they're going to be in front of? They look at metrics and they see numbers. How many followers do you have on this platform? How many listens are you getting to on, this podcast? So that being said, you have to kind of gather all this intel and package it all nice and neat to be able to go and present to somebody. And now think, if I'm going to give and walk into Nike, am I just going to hand them, a sticky note that says, would you sponsor me? Or am I going to have something a little more professional, a little more, thought out, presentable, showing some good stuff that people can actually go read and check out. So again, media kit. What does it have in it? You have, again, pictures, graphics. The biggest thing that people want to see is, one, who you are. Who are you? What is your show about? What are you bringing to the table, right? I'm Dro the Sound God, host of the podcast Pulse. I'm here to spread the news about podcasting and live streaming and ensure everybody has the opportunity to be able to start one of these great shows like I'm bringing to you today, period. That's the video portion of it. But you would type that out for somebody to be able to read and say, okay, who is Dro the Sound God? Boom, they'd be able to read that. You want to show them what your area of expertise is. That right there is very important, because when you are looking at the area expertise, is your knowledge base? What are you knowledgeable at? How are you going to be, a leader in that field, right? Again, it's just something for them to be able to look at you and say, yes, I want to give you my money. Here you go. Or you need to tell me a little bit more. Break it down just a little bit. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine, right? So areas of expertise, right? Podcast engineering, podcast coaching, right? Audio editing, live streaming, graphic design. I do all the things, right? Wear all the hats. Who do you serve? This is also a good one to put into play because, and let me go over here so y'all can see everything. So, who do you serve? New podcasters looking to get started, right? And again, when we made this media kit, we want to make sure that experienced podcasters that are looking to grow their audiences, right? Because that's also, people in your niche, in your industry. You're going to have the new people as well as the veterans that have been there that might want to tap in with an audience. If you're growing quick, if you're, got a engaging show, they may want to, work with you. And then podcasters that are looking to cross over into the live streaming space. Again, me, boom, private example right here. And a lot of people that are wanting to do the podcast with the video in the live stream. It's all good. What is your podcast reach, right? So again, these numbers, this right here and your media reach are going to be key. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Oh, I need a mocktail.
You do. It's very delicious. This little herbal mama jamma. This is like a dream come true, in case anybody's wondering. I know Blaze Blaze loves to do a different a different road with her Olipop.
The name is just cute too.
It really is, honestly.
I should be reading some stories.
I have said that. I said that to do a bedtime story pod.
Once
It would be
upon a time,
hilarious.
in a land far, far away.
Would be perfect.
See?
I
It's
would
like my
listen to it.
meditations.
Hey, and if
Maybe
you
we
haven't,
could do a story / meditation.
oh, that would be dope.
That would be
That
cool.
could be cool.
All right, hey, see, and this is where you build. You build. We're talking about media kits, but you build on what's going on. It's great. Drinking a very delicious mocktail.
It's true.
Hey,
Yum yum.
so that podcast reach and media reach, I think, are what people that, potential sponsors, they're going to look at, right? And again, if you have examples of your content that, if you're sending this via email, you can, again, put where your socials are at. But also, if you've already had some content out there, it might be encouraging on, and helpful on your part if you give them a little snippet. Some of the, the 30-second shorts that you might be creating, some of the small little, audio pieces that you might be creating in some of these spaces, right? Don't be afraid to use those as marketing tools. Because again, that's what it is. It's marketing. It's the way you're going to get out there, the way you're going to bring in advertisers that want to invest in your show, that want to invest in you and the vision that you have to give to the world. So again, we want to make sure that, you put how many followers. And again, people have the tools, right? People that are spending the marketing dollars, right? The ad revenue and all the good stuff. They have the tools to go check on, your follower count. So don't say that you have 1 million followers and then come to find out you only have 100K. Like, if you buy bots, you buy bots. But we're not going to go there. Boo to bots.
Boo to bots.
There goes another shirt.
Yes. Oh. Shirt number 4.
That'd be cool too.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hypnotize your audience. Hypnotism. I like it.
Everyone.
Yes.
Good night, Moon, and more stories and meditations with Joe and Amber. It's a very long.
Oh, that would be. I'm down for it. I've never done like, and again, I try to, because of the space that I'm in. We talked about that last week, but again, you got to be mindful of your space. If you have a lot of echoes and stuff that happen, again, you want to be close to the mic. And me, I just have a naturally deep voice, so it helps. Voiceovers. If you have a nice voice, hey, do voiceovers. Told Amber, ASMR on the meditations, right?
Yeah, dude.
Start doing.
I love it. I live for it.
Oh. So again, in these media kits, believe it or not, like if you would think, right, I made that in Canva. In Canva. So
I love
again,
Canva.
I love Canva. Canva's amazing.
It's so fun to play with.
Remember when Canva first started though, and like how basic Canva actually was?
Yeah.
Now it's like Canva's like Didn't want to learn Photoshop? No worries. We did it for you. You're like, oh, okay, cool. And granted, it's like, it definitely, don't come for me, people who are obsessed with Adobe and Photoshop. I already know what's going through your, and it's not like that at all. I get it totally, right? Like there's definitely a million things in there that you can do differently and make it perfect and pristine. But I mean, Canva does a dang good job for people who don't know how to use any of that stuff.
So
just
true.
Facts.
So true.
And before it was like clip art and text,
Make some cool
like MS Paint,
yeah.
like the MS Paint version of Canva.
Definitely. That's exactly what it was in the beginning. But now there's, again, with incorporating AI, with incorporating all kinds of, text to speech, speech to text, background removers, it's definitely something a tool that any content creator should use. Now, again, if you are Team Adobe, again, I'm all for Adobe, right? Adobe Premiere, Adobe Audition, that's what I edit on. The learning curve with some of the products like After Effects and Premiere Pro are a little steep, but once you actually get a nice base there, the sky's the limit because you can be and level up your content with those programs. But again, free 99, people. You don't have to go pay for a subscription when you can go sign up for Canva for free. Now, granted, the free 99 version, you don't get all the perks, right? But again, for like 2 cups of coffee, you can sign up for Canva, right? I think it's like $12.99 a month, right? Or if you do yearly, some people like to pay their subscriptions, annually and not have to worry about it till the next year. Do that too. They have that available. So shout out to Canva. Thank you for all that you do, all that you have done. So, but before we continue on, just remember, we got to pay a couple bills. We'll be right back.
Did you ever think that skincare could change your life? Introducing Ethis Skincare. Based in the science of your skin's microbiome, Ethis is helping people all over the world get the results they've been searching for. Not only is it gluten-free, paraben-free, fragrance-free, cruelty-free, vegan, and made in the US, it combats both hormonal issues and aging simultaneously, which is almost unheard of in the skincare industry. Try it today by going to champagneapothecary.com and join so many who have already said goodbye to the midlife skin crisis.
Bam. If you haven't, hold on. Let me get the banner. Where is it at? Real quick. If you love your skin, don't forget magnesium body butter. Bam. Champagneapothecary.com. Y'all know what it is. So
You'll be knocked out.
Tell them, Blaze. Tell them.
Knocked all the way out.
All the way out. Hold on.
All the way out. Full 8 hours of sleep, maybe more.
Dang.
Works really well.
There we go. I was like, oh man, she popped in, popped out. But yeah. So next page, right after you give them again, if you have a podcast, you have things that you got going on there. If you're hosting a live stream, right? What your live stream reach is, what obviously with podcasts, you want to what your podcast reach is. Now, should you do a media kit episode 1? No. Right? You got to see how, your show goes, how long your episodes are running. And then, after about 3 or 4 episodes, I remember last week I said, you got to start thinking monetization after the first episode, right? Why? Because again, you're going to have to start thinking about building out your media kit, building out your pricing, right? If you have a coaching course, if you have certain things that you offer in addition to ad space, in addition to what a sponsor will be able to have access to, you got to start thinking about those things. So, and then by episode 3, maybe 4, you know more or less what your engagement is, what your listener base is. And about episode 5, 6, I think is where you build out your media kit. You start now again, big sponsors, somebody that you want to, if you want to go out for Nike and, test your hand, by all means, try it, right? The worst they can say is no. That's it. The worst that anybody can say to you if you are asking for them to sponsor you, sponsor the vision, is no. Okay, thank you for your time. Peace out. But when I blow up, don't come back. Oh, I'm just joking. No, we definitely would be willing to work with you when we blow up because, again, yesterday's price is not today's price, right? But, yeah. And always make sure you don't sell yourself short. You don't sell yourself short. You don't sell yourself short. Make sure you get what you're worth, right? Always get what you're worth. So, this is where the big things come into play, right? The sponsorship pricing. And again, all right, we'll work with the sponsor to identify the best and most effective mix of pre, mid, and post-roll ad placements, right? We will also incorporate the sponsor into the show's far-reaching social media marketing campaigns on whatever platforms that you're on, Twitter Spaces, YouTube, LinkedIn, Clubhouse, whatever you're on, right? If you're on Twitch, right? If you're doing live streams over there and you have a big audience over there, well, put that in there, right? And again, the biggest thing that I like to do with sponsors is kind of give them an overview of what they're going to get, what we're going to work with. And again, everything is negotiable, right? Everything is negotiable. Not saying I'm going to say, again, for a monthly rate for a single slot, we charge $800. I'm not going to say I'll do it for $20. No, let's have some give or take. What are you willing, what is your budget? How much could you pay, that will get close to what I am asking for? And again, some sponsorship relationships may not work, right? They may not be the best for your podcast. They may not be the best for what you have going on. But you break it down in the way I broke it down. Now, again, you can do a per episode. You can do, a bundle of 3 episodes. You can do, a monthly kind of like subscription in a sense to where they sponsor you for a month. And then after that month, y'all reevaluate and then see, have they seen an increase in traction? Have they gotten their ROI? And then you reevaluate the contract. Definitely hold a place for exclusive sponsorships, specifically for that brand. And again, brand deals play a big part, right? So Starry came to me and say, hey, you're not drinking anything other than Starry, and we want to sponsor you for the entire year. I'm going to say, hey, Starry, let's talk about it. Let's discuss, and I'll give them my media kit, and we'll get that ball rolling. And then you'll see me. I'll have the Starry swag. I'll have, Starry banners and all things. But if somebody comes and say, hey, I want to be your exclusive sponsor, have that discussion. Don't say, oh, no, I don't want that. I want to, keep my options open. Believe it or not, exclusive sponsorship sometimes, depending on who the brand is, right? They're not going to dictate, and I'm putting this out there. This is me. This is my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. But I get to dictate and figure out what I have going on with this show. So an exclusive sponsor, yes. Will the content be tailored in a sense to that sponsor? Of course, right? They're paying for me to produce the content to get them some ROI. But I own the IP. I own all of the things, all of the stuff, right? But kind of, you gotta give just a little bit. Hey, we like our logo up at the top right versus, the bottom right. It makes it more visible. Okay, no problem, right? On the banners, we want you to use our hex code. Okay, cool, no problem, right? But again, you gotta negotiate those things. And you can see on the media kit again, it's you set your monthly rates, you set your prices, whatever it is. I like to try to give discounts, especially on bigger bundles, because again, why not? Right? They're paying more money. Why not give them a little discount? Right? Entice them to continue to sponsor you, continue to grow with you, and that relationship, believe it or not, between a podcaster, a live streamer, even content creators in general, and the people that sponsor them, they grow together, you build together, then more money comes your way, more blessings come your way. So, excuse me. So yeah, one of the things that I put down there again, custom packages can be developed on request. Definitely ask for high resolution logos, especially for the social media campaigns, right? You want to have 1080p. You want to have 1080p logos on the live stream, right? You want them to have some high resolution, 300, DPI images for whatever they got going on. Make sure that you again, get whatever their branding package, whatever they're and that's a good question, news media. What's the view count for these prices? So again, I don't know if you just tuned in, but here was our again, and this is where we did this a while ago, but again, the podcast reach and the social media, all the social medias together. This was kind of like a collective. So that's what we were working with right there. And that's what we were charging, right? And again, a single slot, meaning, the ads for a month, right, would be 800. And those ads would not only run inside the podcast, but when we did live streams, we would run an ad kind of like we just did with, Champagne Apothecary. We would run that as well. We'd have the logos on the live. So again, for $800, you're getting, a good amount of visibility across all platforms. Any social media campaign that we ran out on Facebook or Instagram, again, same thing. People are seeing that we're branded. This is brought to you by. So, excuse me. But yeah, it's definitely, and good question. That was a great question. Appreciate that, brother. News media.
Yeah, that was a good question because I feel like people probably would want to know. Sorry.
Already trying to start trouble.
Always. Inside.
Hey. And again, being transparent about, again, those prices. And that's, what I did back in, 2020, 2021. So again, yesterday's price, not today's price. Not to mention all the other things, right? Online radio stations that I got going on, the, podcast network that's, slowly building up. So again, the sky's the limit when we're talking about monetization. So I know I have been talking. Do y'all have any questions, Amber, Blaze?
No, I think this is like so much good information. I don't know if you do,
So
Blaze.
many details.
I know.
So good.
Yeah, it really is. I think, it's just like, I would say though, I know we're talking about all this like monetization stuff and everything, and everybody always like their mind immediately goes there when they start any kind of project, right? And it is important. Like you should set yourself up for success for sure. But I also think like it's really important to actually want to do this. Because if you're just doing this to like make money, I think it's cool that we have a really nice opportunity to be able to do this through X Live and connect with people right off the bat. Because I don't think that that's been necessarily the case in the past, so to speak. But I think that, you know, more importantly, it's like you should just be doing this because you want to have fun, in my opinion. You know, like it's like I just wanted to throw that in there, I think, because people, I don't know, you know, people always get caught up in all of the stuff, and it's like it's good, that's cool, but you know, you're putting time and energy into something. Do what you love, honestly, at the end of the day.
Do what you love what you do.
Amen.
I
That's
think
facts.
that is, and again, you know, if you come into podcasting, live streaming, content creation, improv, whatever, you know, you decide to, you know, your walk of life is, I think one, having fun, being your true self plays a big part, but then also, right, understanding that in some of these avenues that you take, being a podcaster, being a live streamer, right? You're not going to make $1 million. You're not going to, right, buy extravagant houses and big yachts right off the bat. That should be the goal if that's what you want to, you know, for your life. You want to go live life on a yacht and podcast on your yacht, by all means. Hey, that would be dope. But what I want people to understand, like Amber just said, you do it because you love it, right? I enjoy, me personally, I enjoy helping people. I enjoy giving out this information, being able to help people succeed in their journeys, being able to, you know, jumpstart a podcast and help them along the way. And then, you know, they have it, they take the training wheels off and off you go, right? You're going to have some bumps and bruises, get back up and keep going forward, right? If ever you need to, you know, put maybe one training wheel on, or, you know, I hold the bike for you a couple times, then it's okay. That's cool. But have fun. Love what you do.
Seriously. I don't know why people would do anything for any other reason. I guess at one point I did know that feeling, you know, like back in my old like corporate life and stuff. It's like I definitely was in situations where I wasn't like loving every second aspect of like what was what. But then there were also times where I really enjoyed being in that, you know, in that kind of environment and stuff. So it's like, I don't know, I go back and forth, but I'm certain that I've understood it. It's just like sometimes now doing things every day that I love to do and I get to do, it's just like a whole different feeling. So it's like I always want to tell people that, because I feel like sometimes people are like right on the ledge. They're like ready to take that move, you know, to get into that next season where they're actually doing what they love. They're actually putting their time and energy in the stuff that makes sense for them. And I don't know, sometimes I'm like, maybe if I just say it out loud and they're like, yeah, that's right. And then they like go do it. I don't know if it ever happened. I mean, it has happened, but I don't know. Anyway, that's my weird spiel for today. Thank you for enjoying my weird spiel of the day.
Got it. We're here for you.
What you got, Blaze? Any questions you have? Anything that you want to talk about?
Oh, no, you're doing really great. This is a lot of good stuff.
Thanks.
Especially about the media kit. I like that. Like I said, I like a lot of details.
I think.
Yeah, she's over there taking notes.
So I'm like, no, like it's taken everything in me not to, but you can best believe when we get off this live stream, I'm going back and taking notes. I wrote down on a piece of notebook paper or in my notebook the agenda and highlighted it. It's ridiculous. I have to have it all.
I'm telling you, and if you are not literally writing stuff down, people, like on a piece of paper, it won't come to life. Like when it's something about, yeah, I can type it on the phone, I can put it in my notes app, but when you actually take a piece of paper and a pen or pencil, whichever you prefer. I don't care. And put it there on that paper, right? It's there. It's, in a sense, you're bringing it out, right? You're conceptualizing it. You're bringing it to fruition through your thoughts. And again, this is key. I write down so much stuff in these journals that I have, and these notepads. You can catch me at work, and I have a whole bunch of like notes that I take again throughout the day because of the job. But then there's one that I have inside my work truck, strictly for podcasting and live streaming. That I'm just taking notes. How could I get better? How can I bring something new, fresh to the live stream? So take notes.
I gotta get more organized with my notebooks. I'm like a mad scientist. Don't go into my notebooks. You will like what's wrong with
Totally
you.
labeled everything.
Also,
Like
my
this,
drafts.
this book is podcast. This notebook is podcast.
Nice.
sure.
See,
Nice.
like what?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So again, Blaze, you're telling me that notebook now is podcast. That's all going to be
Absolutely.
podcast. And
Only
Amber's
podcast.
notebook.
Nothing else can be written in it either. Like it's not going to happen.
I'll have like a mac
Anything-
and cheese recipe next to
Absolutely
this
not.
note
What are you talking about right
about
now?
what's going on here.
Absolutely. I can't.
And
I
and the
will.
way Amber just described hers, you remember when Eminem on 8 Mile was writing on the piece of paper all his rhymes? That's how I see Amber's notepads, like all scattered, but she knows how it all, all the lines.
They're like Claude from the cat. You know what I mean? They're just like, and then there's just mounds of them everywhere. And I'm like, where was that one?
But somehow you always end up knowing where it is. You know what I mean?
Because I do it like in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, sometimes I go through stuff and I'm like, what was happening in my life at this
Right.
time? My gosh.
Man.
I'm telling you.
No, and then one final thing before we wrap up, because again, I know we're at an hour and 17 minutes. We definitely talked about some good stuff, creating an outline, how you want the flow of show to run, looking at an actual run of show, solo versus co-host. We talked about getting your talking points, your interview questions together, and making sure those are structured. And again, I always tell people, a lot of times people forget to press record, right? They just go off talking and it's not recorded. And then by the time, they're 30, 45 minutes into the conversation, they're like, oh crap, I forgot to push record.
I'll
And
be
then
so
you're
mad.
like, how do I get past that? So leave yourself, again, those sticky notes, that grid that Amber's going to teach me, to get organized.
So you
I
can have
like that.
5 words and you don't have to have a whole notebook.
Yeah.
Just have a piece of paper with like 5 words on it.
Yeah. And see
You kill me.
that right there.
I get anxiety just thinking about it.
Love it. I'm like, let's go.
Running a whole show off of 5 words. You
Oh
get
my
in-
God. Her end will be, not mine. Mine will be paragraphs, like 3 pages long. You'll hear me turning the page.
No, that's dope. And again, I can't wait for your guys' podcast to whoa. What?
I was just thinking we should make a sound of pages.
We should.
Make a sound of pages.
Yes.
New York said I hit record, then forget to talk.
But again, those things sometimes during a podcast, when before you start, if you don't have any technical difficulties, or you forget how to talk, you'll end up having some banter back and forth, some good conversation beforehand. And what I like to tell, if I have guests on, hey, I'm going to hit record already, right? Just so that way I don't miss out on any of the good stuff, and you utilize some of that good conversation to be in the beginning as some of like your B-roll, some of the stuff that you can put out there, teaser reels, to entice people to come and enjoy the show. So keep that in mind. Be able to use that.
That's a really good tip. This has been amazing. I mean, honestly, last week, this week, we've learned so much stuff from a podcasting perspective. Thank you, Joe, for sharing all of this. You're just
Yes.
amazing.
Thank you.
Honestly, I mean, anybody who has, oh, my phone fell. Sorry about that horrible sound. To anybody who is listening and has enjoyed this podcast Pulse, you guys should hook Drew up with a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/StrollerSoundGod. He doesn't promote it. I do. It's fine. And yeah, share the recordings. Definitely. Like, thanks for sharing all of this stuff. Thanks for hanging out. I mean, this is amazing. I'm so glad that people have enjoyed this content the last couple of weeks, and honestly, rightfully so.
No, it definitely has been amazing. Greatly appreciate Amber for, joining me last week and this week, and our new addition, Blaze. Again, starting a podcast. Yeah, you get the butterflies in your stomach. You're like, oh crap, am I going to be good? Am I not? Is somebody going to listen to it? Is somebody not going to? But guess what? You guys have been doing it on Spaces. You've been practicing on Spaces, so I definitely will encourage, and that might be the next episode, right? Taking your X Spaces and turning them into, again, B-roll, snippets, a podcast episode. It could even be something that you utilize in between seasons, right? So say you have one season, 10 episodes or whatnot, and then you're going to take a couple of months off. Kids are out of school. You're vacationing. Guess what? Well, I have all this social audio content that I already have recorded. Bam. Guess what? Bonus episodes while we get ready for the next season. And bam. Now you're ready to go. Now you can kind of give yourself a little buffer. Is definitely something that would help out. So let me see. Oh, my bro G-Lo said Dro's legendary. I love it. Greatly appreciate it. He said buy his merch. Yes, I do have merch, guys. Go check out my X profile. Check out the store there. It's there. I will definitely buy New Media a latte.
LA.
La.
LA, and I don't even know that you want LA, bro.
Buy me la.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Yeah, I love live. I just read that.
Thank you.
Of course.
Coolest cat ever. Hey.
You're a
That's
cool
saying
cat.
something. She has a lot of cats.
I do have like 5 cats.
5 cats.
There you go.
Only
See?
one favorite. I have favorites with my cats.
Gotcha. I got favorites with my kids. It's okay.
Yeah, it happens.
I didn't say anything. That has nothing to do with me.
I love them all equally. They're all pains in the ass sometimes. Trust
25
me.
winks.
They try me sometimes.
They do. Dro is a sound aficionado extraordinaire. Whoa, that's a big title. I like it.
Put that in your bio. The sound aficionado extraordinaire.
What's the last question, Brother G-Lo? Do have one last question. What you got? We are here. Shout out to all the 401 people tuning in and listening and sharing, and greatly appreciate y'all for tapping in. Those that are in the comment section, it has been fun. We greatly appreciate y'all for tapping in. There's a couple of things we didn't get to, but again,
I knew it. I knew it was going to be something silly. You know what's so funny? G-Lo, I almost did What Does the Fox Say for improv this Saturday.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not
Please
even
do
kidding.
it.
No, because
Please
I
do
already
it.
sent our topic
That's
today
true.
to
Oh,
everybody.
man.
But it's on the list. So What Does the Fox Say is definitely coming. I just almost legitimately chose it today. And then I was like, no. Collective consciousness.
I'm going to come in hard for that one for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I wish I could get on live for that one. Dressed up as a fox. Zero fox.
Oh man.
That would be funny.
Yeah. Do it now. All right, G-Lo. Getting a little demanding. He said,
Just
"Don't
for
be
you,
scared."
G-Lo. Just for you, brother.
I can't. Remember when this song came out?
Yeah, it was my jam for like ever.
I love that you're like, yeah, it was seriously my jam. I loved it so much. I have a
Yeah.
choreography to it. I'm going to show it to you later. And
Oh,
honestly, she's
man.
All
already
the
she's already
sounds
sending it
are
to
in
me.
animal dances too.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
no, I don't believe that you're kidding, honestly.
My kids were really obsessed with that song for a very long time. Actually,
Please
my
do.
daughter.
Yeah.
And I was kind of too. It was kind of cool. Anyways, but that's beside the point.
I love how G-Lo says he's going to go live and call all of us foxes out. Told me not to be scared to pivot. But I can't. I'm sorry. I'm too attached to the topic for this week already.
Yeah. And he said, I'm going to do it only here on X because I won't be cited for copyright. That's right. That is correct. Again, hey, if you know how to do it, you know how to do it. So, if you know, you know. But with that being said, folks, I greatly appreciate everybody that has tuned in, everybody that has, been in the chat. We greatly appreciate y'all so much. So, let me see. Where we at? What we doing? What are we doing? This right here.